everybody. It's a beautiful day and the air is clean because we're not in Los Angeles. We're in Fillmore, and we're going to be meeting Blythe, who is a Catholic, who's 31 and has 5 children. I'm 29 and I have an Xbox. So let's go learn about Catholicism. Hi, you look really young for a 31-year-old. This is incredible. Oh, she's 2. Okay.
Hi, Zach.
Hello, nice to meet you.
So glad you're here.
So good to
Thanks
be
for
here.
trekking all
no,
the way.
This is awesome.
Do you want to come in?
Yeah, I'd love to
Okay.
come in.
Come on in.
Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Zach.
Do you guys have names?
Hero. What's your name? Mary. Awesome.
This is Peter.
Hi, Peter. I'm sorry. I'll get out of your hair. I know you're very busy. My first question for you is, may I have your family? Are you really attached to them, or can we just at least set up something where I could have them?
Let's do that. You pick them up on a Thursday, and then I'll come get them the following third Monday.
Glad that we got that out of the way before I got to know you at all. So, what's it like to be a Catholic these days?
It's weird to be a Catholic these days, but I can't say that I know a ton because we've only been a Catholic for 8 years coming up this Easter.
What were you raised? Were you religious growing up?
Yeah, I was. I was a Baptist minister's daughter. When I was 13, my dad converted to Catholicism, but I stayed an evangelical Christian. And then when I was closing in on my 20s, I started to search and read and have some questions about the Protestant faith. And that led me to a conversion to Catholicism when I was 22.
Did you have a period where you're like, I don't know about Christianity at all, or was it always a steadfast thing?
Yeah, I think I had doubts. I think, throughout life I have doubts, but never a doubt of the core teachings of Christianity. I think when I started to doubt, that's what led us into Catholicism, really.
I was wondering what the main differences were between Baptists and Catholics.
The real clincher is just the authority of the church. The Protestant denominations don't accept any authority outside of the Bible. The Catholic Church accepts the authority of the magisterium, which is the Pope, the teaching authority of the church, sacred tradition, the tradition that's been handed down through the years, and also the authority of the Bible.
Because there are so many denominations.
Yeah.
Why do you think it has to split up so much?
I don't, and that's why I'm a Catholic. Historically, it's what always was until the Protestant Reformation. For the most part, there were other fractures and splits. But that's actually why Kirby, my husband, and I started to search. To us, it didn't seem to speak of the nature of God that is one and unified. I think there's over 40,000 denominations since the Protestant...
40,000?
Yeah.
So it's good to just have the one that you're pretty confident in.
Yeah, so we just went back. We started looking back through history, and what we found was Catholicism, and so we made that leap.
You have 5 kids, you're 31. I have 0 children. I'm 29.
You got time, dude.
So, did you always know that you wanted to have a big family?
I always knew I wanted to be a mom, for sure. But I don't think I had a specific idea or a plan as to what my family would look like.
Can you go through your kids' names?
Yeah, Hero is our oldest.
Hero?
She just turned 7. Mary is almost 6. Johnny is almost 4. Clementine just turned 2. And Peter is 3 months old.
How did you come to have 5 kids? My parents never had this talk with me. No, I'm just wondering, is it something that's we're gonna stop at 5?
No.
Or...
it's because we're Catholic. Part of the fundamental teaching of the church is that God is love, right? And that love is generous and it sacrifices. And so as practicing Catholics, we believe that our love and our marriage should mimic that generosity and that sacrifice. So we're open to what God wants to do. We're trusting Him that it'll work out. And so far it has. And so I don't feel afraid of what the future holds for us. Life is certainly crazy and it's loud, but it's so good and it's really nourished our marriage in a really intense and powerful way. And I would never ever trade that sort of bonding, intense love.
Hey, you guys, you know what would be fun? Why don't you guys go get a chicken out of the coop and come bring the chickens to me?
Wait,
Zach?
there's a real chicken? Are you ready to see me terrified?
Are you gonna be terrified?
Yeah, it'll be
Really?
great. How many chickens do you have?
We have 6. Come be closer here.
Yeah, come here closer.
Let's
and I'll
terrify
just
him.
kind of-
Let's terrify
no,
him.
no. Oh, gosh. So you're completely comfortable holding that chicken.
Touch it, Zach.
I
Come
can't
on. You
touch
have
it.
to.
I can't touch it.
Come on, just rest your hand on his back. Look at you. Look at you.
Look at this is pure terror. This is television magic. You don't believe in birth control, so
Yeah.
basically whatever happens, happens, right?
Yeah, I mean, we believe that God gives us life and will take care of us, and every new child is a gift from Him. But that also we have to use wisdom and prudence in making those decisions to continue our family. So natural family planning is a method that the church encourages.
What's natural family planning?
It's learning about what your body does and when it's time to get pregnant. And if you're not ready to get pregnant, you abstain during those times. The good part of it is it's a constant reminder that the possibility of having a child is always a part of sex, which is really the key teaching of the church, and that's why we don't believe in birth control, because we don't think those two things are mutually exclusive.
You homeschool your kids.
Yeah.
What made you decide to homeschool your children?
I really had sort of like an epiphany when my oldest was 2 or 3. It just hit me one day that I would only have her for another 2 years, and then her life would be mostly dictated by whatever sort of institution she belonged to until she was gone out of our lives. But also I love the idea that my kids can all learn at their varying levels, you know, and I can really understand what their strengths and weaknesses are and sort of customize their learning experience for them.
For me, a lot of what was great about school was the socializing
Yeah.
and getting the outside stimulus from other kids and other points of view. Is there a way that you can expose your children to that and still homeschool them?
Yeah. And we have a homeschool community, so we have a park day once a week where we all kind of get together and the kids all run around. It's pretty intense. I mean, these are for the most part fairly large Catholic families.
We're not getting into a Lord of the Flies situation, are we?
The possibilities are endless.
Did you catch all the bad guys? No. Who's left?
100 bad guys.
100 bad guys? Dude, we better get to it. What made you guys want to like all come together as homeschool parents?
You get a lot of support, mutual support from hanging out together.
We're all living similar lives in a way, you know? So it's good to not feel like you're the only weirdo with a million kids.
Hi, I'm Amy. This is Claire and Josephine, Mimi, Annie, Zaylee, and my oldest is at home.
I'm Hope, and we have 6 children. Elijah's the oldest, then Henry, then Trina, Indigo, Maury, and baby June.
Hi, I'm Anne Marie, and I have 7. 6 are here. Andrew, Samuel, Francesca, Isabella, and Nathaniel. Actually, sorry, 5 are here.
Do you confess your sins? Do you go to confessional?
Yeah, I love confession.
What is that like?
It's like spiritual therapy.
What would you say the role of confessional is? Because I think I would be in there for about 3 days straight.
A good priest in the confessional will stop you, will like look at what you're struggling with, will give you advice and really talk you through. It's not just
I never knew that.
Yeah,
I thought
it's
you
amazing.
just give them the list and then they tell you how many Hail Marys to
I mean,
do.
sometimes you do. That still does the job. Like, you still walk out of there a clean slate. You're still forgiven. You know, when a priest really wants to engage with you and talk about your life and give you constructive advice for getting back out in the world and trying to avoid those same mistakes, then I appreciate that on
Yeah.
a whole different level.
How many Hail Marys would I have to say for all the Games of Thrones that I've downloaded?
Oh, wait, for illegally downloading?
Yeah.
My priest is pretty soft on me. He's pretty easy on me. I'm sure he'd just give you a couple.
Can I ask you, might be a tough hypothetical question.
Okay.
What would you do if when one of your kids gets older, they do their own searching and they say, Mom, I kind of want to leave the church?
Yeah. I totally think that would be hard. I mean, that is so hypothetical. I don't even know what it's like to have an adult child, let alone one that, you know, blatantly disagrees with our faith and leaves it. But I would really hope that I would be the kind of parent that my response would be, let's talk about it. You know, tell me what you're thinking and tell me why. And I would I would love them and I would pray for them, but I would want to still be really engaged in their life on every level.
You wouldn't excommunicate them
No,
because they
gosh.
were... Okay.
And I think that goes back to the fundamental belief of who God is, right? That we're all his children. He's always kind of after us. He's always wanting to love us and wanting to receive our love. My kids are really his, you know. I've been given the job of raising them in this world and in this life, but at the end of the day, I have to give them back to him and trust that he's really got it handled, you know.
I've had a great time today, so I just thank you so much for like being so open and like being so cool with your kids and then terrifying me with a chicken. You know, it was just so wonderful to share your faith with you. And
Thank you. I'm so grateful that you came and I loved you being here. It was so great.
I always thought of Catholicism as this ornate... Hi, Spider-Man. I always thought of Catholicism as this ornate, very sort of dark, maybe slightly somber religion, but seeing all the joy that it brings Blythe and her family is really, really cool. And seeing all the kids it brings her family is also pretty awesome. I'm not sure if I could have that many because I can't play superheroes for more than 5 hours a day or I get tired out. So I've got to go fight some bad guys, but remember, always have a little faith in... Hi, how's it going? This is Iceman, and this is Mary, and this is Hero. Can you say goodbye? Because this is the end of the episode. Bye!
SoulPancake, subscribe!